Alright, YouTube, I'm gonna show my minimalist apartment starting from the entryway. You go down, there's the bathroom, there's my bedroom, there's my main closet, this is the living room area, and dining and kitchen. Back to the front, step by step. This is the entryway closet. I have my winter coat, beneath it is my camera. Excuse me. There's this dress I want to get rid of, and the entryway closet's kind of a holding space for possible returns, so I'm still thinking about these shoes and these clothes need to be returned. Underneath it, there's this box that has holiday decor that can go in my storage unit. I have a storage unit, it's for free. It holds my bike, my Christmas tree, and some holiday decorations. Underneath it, this is my main storage, like my main life memory storage, meaning yearbooks, other pictures, notebooks, any sentimental, like historical, my life things. Next to it's like an emergency bucket if you have to throw up or if you have to clean up. I have my laundry, and then all my shoes. I have one pair of heels, a pair of boots, snow boots, hiking boots, some plates I need to get rid of, some slip-ons, and a keyboard I need to get rid of. I have my broom, a fishing pole I haven't used that I got last year because I want to get into fishing this year. This bag contains like some bracelets I don't want that I'll bring to the donation. I like collecting a little bit of donation before going all the way over there. I have my main purse that I use, and then my secondary coat, and my main dirty Skechers. At the top I have some storage boxes, one for important documents and the other kind of miscellaneous, also personal items. This is my first aid kit here. My fishing box, a grill that I bought last year on clearance that I plan to use this year, a shoe box that's tied into the possible returns below. Then up here there's just a couple of pictures that I want to get rid of. And then up there is kind of a tech corner. I have my camera stuff, a ring light, and then a projector that I'm kind of on the fence about using. It'd be cute, but I'm also lazy about setting it up. All right, we keep walking. We go over here. It's a mirror I don't want that I've been trying to sell on Facebook Marketplace for months and months. Nobody wants it either. This is a picture I recently thrifted that I really like. It's probably, you know, out of all the art that I have, a lot of it I've been hanging on to and have never actually showcased to the point of now I'm bored of it and it's not my style. And this is kind of my style now. A little maturity, a little depth and colors. It's very soupy. I have this chair that I got. I thrifted, I think. I have two, it's a set, and I think it was like $3.99 each, so it was a steal. Up here I have some little makeshift things I've made. Those are like guitar and bass picks that I've gotten over some concerts, and then also like wristbands from concerts back in my really musical days. And then this is it. This is the area. This is the space. I had this coffee table in the middle, but then I decided I didn't like it there. It just felt like it was cutting off the energy, and trying to play with what actually resonates and not just placements that you're used to. Before I had this coffee table, which I bought for $40 off of Facebook Marketplace, when I got my first rug and I put it down, it was just a sense of like childlike wonder. It was very daycare, it was very freedom. Just laying around and rolling on the carpet is kind of underrated. So I decided, you know what, I like that feeling more than just having this huge coffee table that I'll put like one mug and one plate on. I feel like coffee tables can be kind of excessive that way. Also, I don't really have like coffee table books, quote unquote, so I'm kind of considering like getting a better console or possibly a hutch, because hutches are so beautiful, to actually showcase or just hold my stuff, which is underneath here. I have two candles that I got as gifts. And then, yeah, I'm trying to figure out like the picture frame, like the artistic direction that I'm going in, because if I feel like pictures have to resonate in a way, like at a certain level, and not just like, oh, I like this, but it's really hard for me to have images that resonate to that point. I'm still trying to just figure out my emotions with that. So underneath the coffee table glass, there's my primary laptop and a laptop I want to get rid of, a notebook. This is my CD collection. Little jeweled memory box of trinkets and things. I have a starting line vinyl and a Yunho TVXQ vinyl. Some drumsticks that I've gotten over the years. There for Tomorrow, The Maine, the 1975, and the Friday Night Boys. Underneath there, I have some Korean language books that I'm like refusing to let go of. I bought these several years ago. Have I completed the first stub, the book 1 of Korean? No. It's just gonna be a lifetime joy. It's gonna be slow and steady. And yeah, that's like my ideal romanticized version. That's a bit I can't let go of. Underneath is an astro photo book. I just got some like receipts with some notes. When I'm reading, I'll put the page number down if I want to go back to it and look at it again. A little state park passport thing, and then underneath that's my collection of books. So these are all the books I own legitimately, other than those language learning books. Starting from the bottom, I have this book that I got from like my 2nd grade book fair in elementary. It wasn't the Scholastic book fair, it's just one of those book fairs where they sell things for like 99 cents. It's one of the things I've held on to the longest, and I can't really justify letting it go. I just like it. I haven't read it in years, but it was always easy going. I have some memories of bringing that up to a cabin. It's one of those things, it's like, if I go this place, I'm gonna bring this book and read it. Above it, Emerson Essays. I think I got that from Half Price Books, because sometimes when I want to read more like philosophy or something that's, you know, not as easygoing to process, it can be easier to read something that you actually own other than waiting for it to be at the library. And yeah, sometimes the library doesn't have it. So I got that because I was rocking with Ralph Waldo Emerson for a bit. It's very kind of poetic. It's just something, for a moment I consider it kind of like a Bible. It's just something to flip through and meditate on. So not something to just power on through, but just something where I'm like, oh, it's quiet and I want to reflect a little bit on transcendentalism. I hope I pronounced that right. It's a hard word. And above it, I just got that book in the last month. I read it in March. It's Tabber to Be by Eric Fromm. I got that from Half Price Books as well, and the library didn't have it. And then above it are 2 Japanese color theory books, which I think both got from Half Price Books too. So I have this thrifted trinket, this heart-shaped selenite. I think I only have like 2 or 3 crystals back from my crystal collecting days, and selenite was the one I feel like I reacted to the most positively with, so I've held on to that. And this little guy, this Linz Diemist piece, because I loved the Linz Diemite colorway collection for a bit. I found this at a thrift store, which is amazing because I think it was like $2.99, and regularly these like dishes can go up to like $30 a piece. Unfortunately, I dropped it, but I'm keeping it. I think it might be like a candy, jelly, honey jar or something. I put business cards and like old ID cards and such in there. And this is my music collection. Here is my music collection. There's kind of no rhyme or reason sometimes. It's not that I have all my favorite albums in general. These are just albums when I was going through. There was a period where you amass a collection and you declutter it and you don't add on to it. I mean, I've added a few, but yeah, like I just don't want a lot. I don't want a lot, so this is what it boils down to. Some of them are signed, some of them just have different reasons for different reasons. Things in my little memory box. For example, I have these feather earrings I bought off of like a reservation business on a road trip. I have some traveling tickets, and then I have a USB I got from a Charlie XCX listening party, the Brat one specifically. So here is an Amazon light. You can change the volume and the warmth and coolness by a button. I don't really care for it, but I have it. And I have this storage unit I bought from Cherish several years ago. It's real luggage from this guy that I never looked into. It's empty now. I used to hold my arts and crafts items. I got too much to fit in there now. And then a printer that I have never set up, but I should set up. We're going full picture again to basically the pinnacle of this area, the couch and the rug, my most expensive pieces. Wow, what do you say? It is the most comfortable couch. I spent months trying to realize like what kind of couch I like and what kind of rug I like. It was kind of psychosis in figuring this out. My rug is designed by Taylor Mackey, who is a Canadian rug artist. It's really unique. If I go through kind of my interior style, I'll go on more about this rug and why it spoke to me. Over here, this piece, I'm not really connected to. I could, I would like to sell it. It is by a local artist. I got it several years ago at like a book art store specifically, and I think he's just become even more of a well-known name, so hopefully I get a little bit more than I paid for. And I have some library books I still need to get into. I think I want to get rid of that vase too. This I'm currently flipping through. It is an art book, Art in Time. So it is literally like 300 pages of art movements. And I'm just really ignorant to like art labels and art genres. And this is just a very cute Wikipedia one page, and also every page comes with kind of a timeline of context of what happened in that year, what happened in that time that could affect making this type of art. And then I DIY'd like some frosted panel to have a little bit of privacy. All right, here is the kitchen area. We have my fridge, an empty paper towel thing. I hid my paper towels because I need to get through all these napkins, so that's like a frugal hack. If you have a lot of napkins, put them in a bag, remember where they are, and hide everything else until they're used up. Starting over here, my dish rack. When dishes are dirty, I have my main water bottle. There's a little sponge with a little sponge holder. My seasonings, I bought this. I'm pretty sure it's a bread box from a thrift store for like $5.99. I love it. I love the like, what do you call it? It's kind of abstract, quote unquote glass. I think it's plastic, but some utensils. Yep, one towel. Going through this drawer, I have more utensils. I just put all my like forks, knives, everything in a bag instead of like that one system where everything is more organized. I have like a lot of extra stuff because a friend's family member, his grandma was moving out to go to a nursing home, so they had like a lot of stuff they could give me. I don't usually have that many stuff, but I figure there's a difference between kind of hoarding stuff that you find on the curb for free and then things that you can genuinely use over time. So then obligatory, not a drawer, to my cleaning supplies under the sink. Garbage bags, some cleaning wipes, some plastic bags, my little collapsible stool thing. A vase that I got with some flowers that I got last month, so debating on what vase to keep, or also just like what is my taste in vases. I know some people say vases. Over here I have an air fryer, which I feel like I've used 2 or 3 times a month since I've gotten it, which I don't know if it's enough use to justify keeping it for its space. I mean, I like how quick it is, but yeah, I don't know. And everybody has an air fryer now, so if you want to get rid of it, it's like you might as well just donate it because they already got one. And this is just some extra stuff. This is all my extra food that I'm trying to get through. Some canned stuff and ramen. And another food cabinet. A lot of carbs in this one, which I'm trying to go through like a low carb diet that I just got into. So yeah, really, that might be there. These are my bigger seasonings, and I like to call them like my green seasonings to differentiate for more easy access. I was considering making something with that canned chicken. I don't know. And then back here is just like a little baggie of, you know, when you go to a gas station or a restaurant, you have like extra ketchups and all those things. Put it in there. Up here, once again, a lot of things from my friend's family. I'm not going to turn down olive oil in this economy, so I kind of stacked up. And I got a lot of baking stuff from there. I don't really bake, but if I have it, I might use it. And then of course, if you have any, you know, I got this from World Market, any of those like trying things where you just get miniatures and then it looks like a lot of stuff because you just want to try it out. Here are my dishes. I'm working with one plate right now and one mug to point out some specific things. And there's nothing in that cabinet. And then down here, I have my one pot, other than that other bigger pot, which I've only used for crab legs, and this frying pan, and then my pizza pan, and then like a cake pan, and then a regular like cookie sheet pan. And those are all my dishes. Actually, I lied. Because I have such little storage, there are some things that I put in the fridge. I'm like kind of bowl containers and IKEA type of storage containers, but I'm not going to show that right now because my fridge is a mess. And then we walk back. We're walking over. This is my main closet. So starting from the top, I have some art supplies, some art kits that I got from Target. I'm trying to get more into arts and crafts as a hobby this year. So some things look like garbage and I tell myself I'm gonna make a project out of it. I also have some air dry clay, this bread box. That is where I put all my arts and crafts supplies now. What can fit, so scissors, glue, stuff like that, popsicle sticks. Over here, other than my coffee table, this is like my quote-unquote like personal items. I have a little alpaca figure made of alpaca fur. I have what I call my Japanese like Japan traveling funds, which is just any change, a work of art by a friend, and then a vintage glove holder and more yarn and a little 3D cap printed container made for me. Over here, I have two purses I never use. I have a hat I've worn like once, so there is some stuff that can be decluttered. Possibly, probably. I just don't feel like saying goodbye yet. And then in terms of hangers, I have 40. I bought all these hangers from IKEA, and I think if you limit yourself on the hangers, that could possibly limit your clothing options if you make it a rule to only hang up things. That did work for me for a bit. Then I got a different job, so I have some work shirts if I don't feel like making an outfit. And then trying to figure out my pants situation. Sometimes you're in the midst of like a style gap and you're trying to make things work, so you might not be the perfect minimalist at that point. There's some pants I have to sell too. Some curtains. I don't know if I'm gonna continue using. I use them at my old place. And then some laundry materials. Here's like my one bookshelf, like shelf container, plastic thing organizer. Yeah, I have undergarments, PJs, and then at the bottom it's like tech, iPods and phones and old stuff that I need to go through and still work, and then like batteries and screws and tools. There's my one duffel bag. This little box contains like spring summer clothes, so shorts and short sleeve shirts, and then that is like a little brat bag from the listing party. I have my poster in there that I still have to hang up. All right, and here is the bathroom. When you turn on the light, the fan comes on too. It's an annoying inbuilt, but that's what it is. This thing always falls off. It's like a towel holder. It always falls off, so I've just taken it off. Pretty plain in here. It's such a small space that, like, of course, everybody wants a charming bathroom. You want every room to be charming, but when it's so small, and then it's also an area that gets wet a lot, and if you have curly hair, you're always kind of doing something and putting things in, and there's just liquids and droplets of shampoo and all this stuff all over the place all the time in toothpaste. So instead of keeping things on the sink, I keep it just in the closet. I have blanking, what are these things called? Soap, gum, like tooth stuff, hygiene stuff. The pills that I'm taking right now. This is 98% of my makeup. A blow dryer, the thing that should be on the wall that keeps falling. Home fragrances, backup bedding. Oh, I could get rid of that bag probably, yeah. And the tops of the bins above, and just backups. So surplus. Beneath that is a dehumidifier and then a toilet appliance. And from the top, some body towels, some medium towels, some hand towels. Down here, so I've organized this by container. In the back, I have like my medicine bin. Over here, I have things for when my body is dry. So that means like moisturizers, and also facial cleanser. These are things for when my body is wet or my hair is wet. So once again, like hair moisturizer type of things. And then in here, when my body is wet, I have sugar for like home exfoliation, making backup shaving cream. Then over here is my most miscellaneous. So if there was enough, I put it in a Ziploc bag. So there's a Ziploc bag for shaving. There's a Ziploc bag for eyelash stuff, a Ziploc bag for nail stuff. So if there's enough, it's individualized for organization's sake. So top to bottom. And here's my shower caddy. I have shampoo, conditioner, deep conditioner, detox shampoo, gel wash, more body wash, a hairbrush, a detangler I could probably get rid of. I don't really use that one. Shaving cream, shaver, and soap. And last but not least, my bedroom. Yep, it has no closet in here. It is just 4 walls. My chair, there's this print. It's supposed to be a curtain. I had to figure out what to do with how these are. These are built in. They're kind of like scroll curtains, so it's really difficult. And the way my living situation is, if I put them up, everyone can see inside. So, yep. This is my bed. I would like to get a different bed frame. That is a piece of the bed frame that I messed up when I built this, so one day I'll maybe fix it. I would like to get a new one, a different one, because it's kind of low-key janky. I think it cost $150 with shipping. It came from a site called like Costway, and I found this exact replica at Target.com, so it was kind of like trying to find reputable sources, trying to connect things. You know, a lot of things are just made in China, so I'm not afraid to get a deal, even though it's made in China, because it's like, even if you go to Target, that's made in China. So it works. It's just in order to move it, you have to completely undo it in a way that is detriment to the foundation. So it's like I can't keep taking it apart and putting it together again, otherwise one day it will fall, and possibly when I'm sleeping. So I also want to get a new comforter, something a bit more grown. I got this comforter set from Amazon. It is, it is comfortable. I'm not liking the color scheme in here at all. It's not giving. Also, I have my heater and my fan and this vanity, which I got off of Facebook Marketplace. I forget what I paid for. Maybe $80? I don't remember. I have like my weekly journal and then a like short-term journal to do tasks. And then that is my fragrance collection. I think other than my seasonings, fragrance is what I collect the most of. I usually like going to like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Not too bougie. There's some Victoria's Secret in there, but that's like not bougie. I would like to get some kind of tray to hold these things because yeah, the liquid is kind of staining some areas, which it's already rough to begin with. This is a little gingerbread house arts and crafts my friend made. We both made them, but I liked his more, so I'm keeping it as decoration. Then I have some empty alcohol bottles. I might drink like once or twice a month. I'm not a drinker, but I really like the aesthetic of these bottles, and I brought something different. It's different material, it's glass. And then also I just like the idea of having things as temporary decorations that you're not too attached to. So it's like I can get rid of these at any point and it's not gonna hurt my feelings. And if I drink again, then I'll have a different bottle and I can put it up. It just gives a little like hierarchy, it gives a little depth. I like, you know, one day I'll show my Pinterest and the kinds of things I'm drawn to. The minimalist aesthetic I'm drawn to just as much as like the minimalist lifestyle. So I really like the illusion of skyscrapers and skylines, and just something different. A little bit short here, a little bit long there. It creates contrast. So in this drawer, I have things for when my hair is dry or I'm flat ironing it. I don't know if I showed my flat iron and hair dryer in the bathroom. I have 2 blow dryers and 2 flat irons, if that matters. And then in here, camera items. And in here, nothing. And in here, skincare. And that was my minimalist apartment. There are things I could declutter, but there are also things, you know, life is life and you'll never reach the end. And if you are a woman with curly hair, there are always different things to try. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be making other videos kind of about my like philosophy on minimalism and like tips and just processing it. If you're interested in that. And yeah, I really like it. It can be kind of emotional if I'm just like standing here and processing how nice it is just to come home to all this space. It's like this is a 1-bedroom, but because it's so empty, it feels like it could be a 2-bedroom. It feels like a sense of freedom. My goal in having a place is that it can be cleaned up in 15 minutes. I don't want to feel like I've been working all day and then get home and like taking care of my home and taking care of myself becomes a second job. So 15 minutes cleanup and then maybe like an hour deep cleaning. I want this to be a space where I can relax and where there are things I truly, truly love, and to the point of where I just look at it, I feel like meditating. Like when I look at this rug, because of the sheer size of it, because of the relationship I have with it, because I had this custom made, because it comes from an independent creator, there's so much to this rug that I can just feel pleased about, that is so outside of I need something, I got it, okay, next thing. I need something, I got it, okay, next thing. And just being in the goose chase of consumerism. When you really, really like something, just to see it, just to touch it, to always have a visceral reaction and a visceral pleasure is really getting the most out of your money. Not just getting something for the sake that it's cheap and you think your value only resides in the dollar amount. I like to get joy out of what I have, and I'm really having a pleasurable time creating this space, even though it is minimalist, even though it doesn't seem like there's a lot here. There's a lot of thought process. Like I said, I've been spending a lot of time on Pinterest. So as you saw with those color theory books, this is how I meditate. By literally looking at furniture sometimes. And back to the entryway, which becomes the outryway if you're leaving.